So, has anyone here dated a gamer? Woo! Alright, me too. And has anyone here ever played any of the Civilization games?
Yeah.
Alright, we're never dating. Alright, and for anyone who hasn't played any of the Civilization games, number 4 is the best. I have that on good authority. And just some background, what it is it's a computer game, and it's a game of strategy. And it was invented sometime around, I don't know, like the dawn of the internet by 2 dudes, and one of them is from Sarnia. And what it is you pick a civilization, and you guide it from like the Bronze Age into like the future. And you play the advanced level because you're worth your salt. And you take 1 turn, and the computer takes 4, and you want to win by being like culturally influential or militarily awesome, or you're like a middle power. You just like boom, like behind, like win. And so you could call it like colonialization, but that would be awkward, so it's not called that. And I know this all because I had the distinction of dating with somebody who was very well known in he's all over like the forums, like on the internet. But when we started dating, it wasn't like that. It was a couple of months before he even mentioned Civilization to me, and I'm like, oh, I can have my boyfriend, it's awesome. So yeah, it was great. And then I started to notice things, like he would tell me, like, I just taught myself Python programming language, so now I can do mods. I was like, oh, you're so smart. And I'm so attracted to that. And then I would call and be like, so how was your day? And he would be like, well, you know, I woke up and I played Civ. And then I went to work and I found some stuff that was really awesome for my mod. And then I got home and the guys on the forum were like, yeah, that'll work. And so I'm working there right now, and so in a couple hours it goes. And I was like, all right, super. And then like he would ask me to come over, and I would, and I would come to his apartment, and you'd be at the computer, and there'd be like this chair beside the computer. And I would sit and watch him play Civ for like 3.5 hours. And I guess like he was thinking, this game is so awesome, like how could she not love this? And I was like, I don't. I would ask him, like, do you have a drink? Like, can I get something to drink? And I would just think, like, maybe this would be more exciting if I'm drunk. And, because I don't know, like, for those of you that haven't played Civ, like, it's just like a map. And, like, there'll be, like, a skull in the corner, and, like, that's plague. And you're like, oh no, there's plague, it's not historically accurate at all. And I'd be like, oh no. So, I don't know, maybe, like, some of you were thinking, like, why are you dating this guy? Why? And I guess, like, I don't date very much, actually. I'm one of those people that, like, when I'm attracted to someone, like, when I realize that, I also get terrified, and, like, I'm crazy. It's just, like, I don't have any game. So, but also, like, I kind of understood, like, where he was coming from, because, I don't know, guys, like, sometimes you just, like, you look around, like, your life, and you kind of, like, you'd hope for more, right? Like, you have this job, and you hate it, and it's there, and no one's hiring, and your family lives really far away, and your friends aren't available to hang out as much as you would like, and your apartment just sucks, and the guy next door is obviously like abusing his children because those kids cry like all the time, and I get that sometimes, and you find like this thing. And it's hard and it's difficult and it's challenging, but you can get better at it. You can like see yourself getting better at this thing, and that's like amazing because suddenly like you feel valuable again, and that is just the most amazing feeling that you find something and it's better than the rest of your life, and it's great. And so I was totally jealous of this video game, which is embarrassing to admit, but it's also very true. Because I would have loved to be that thing that could make, that could make life that little bit better. I would have loved to be able to cheer him up when he came back from work, and I would have loved to be like engaging or have better conversations or just something, but I am a woman, I'm not a game. So we go out for dinner. We're at the Big Tree, which is on Markham Street. And he's talking to me about Civ, like of course. And it starts out good. He's talking about like ancient China because he's doing this mod and he's talking about like the politics and the emperors of ancient China. And I just got this book on like Scottish warriors of the Bronze Age, and I was like, damn it, he chose China. Talking to me about this, and then he gets really technical about like the coding and what he wants to do and how it won't work. And I'm trying to get into this conversation, and I can't do it. And then he picks up his beer to have a drink. I'm like, thank you, I can do this. And I go in, and I mentioned something about like what I'd heard from the CBC that day, and he just looks at me and he's like, Heather, I don't care. I'm just like, so angry. And he just goes on talking about Civ. And I realized two things at that moment. I realized one, like, we have to break up because like, what is this? And I also realized another thing, and it's that the bathroom is a wonderful human invention. Because I'll tell you this, the bathroom is the refresh button of one-on-one conversation. You're talking to someone and you don't like this conversation, but you can get up and say, I have to pee. And then when you come back, they're not talking, you're not talking, and you can change that conversation completely and just like take control. So I come like, I have to pee, and I go up the stairs into the Big Tree, and I'm peeing and I'm also pissed off. And I don't know, like when you think about breaking up with someone, ending a relationship, two montages go through your head, and one is like all the happy times, and like one is like all the bad times, and whichever one has more resonance is what you're going to do. So the good one is like he made me jerk chicken, and the bad one is like civilization 4, civilization 4, civilization 4, and I'm like so overwhelmed and angry, and I am just tired of being resentful and jealous and bitter. And I go downstairs, and I sit down, and he looks at me, and he opens his mouth like, she's going to talk about civilization. So I say like we have to break up. And he was taken aback by that. And so was I, because sometimes like you think about saying this thing, and then when you say it, it's like, whoa. So we pay the bill, and we leave, and we go for a walk, and we have dinner, and I pay the bill, because I guess that's etiquette, because I just dumped him. And we have this really great conversation about each other, and the things that we both like, and like things that we have interests in common. And it was really great because I finally remembered why I dated this guy in the first place and who my boyfriend actually was. And I think that is really great because I've forgotten that. And so we didn't get back together. We are apart. And but that's okay because we had that conversation. And I think when you start dating somebody, there's two best case scenarios that you can really hope for. And one is that will work, and the other is that if it doesn't work, that you're not going to regret it. And I don't regret dating him. And so that's my story about games, and also my story about the greatest game of our time, which is Civilization 4. So thank you all for listening. Enjoy your day.